Hi guys, we're really pleased today to welcome you to this live session across LinkedIn and Facebook as well to basically tell you about Stack Outlet. Now, if you've been tuning in to see the social media from Blend Commerce and us individually over the past couple of weeks, you'll probably know that we have been pretty excited to tell you all about exactly what Stack Outlet is. And I think, kind of before we kind of dive into some more detail here today, simply put, Stack Outlet initially is going to be a place where if you are a Shopify merchant and you're looking to actually get some really good levels of support, especially with your email marketing, you're going to be able to get actually Klaviyo flows created by us at a very affordable price tag. And simply what this means is that you're going to be able to hop onto stackoutlet.com. You can grab a large amount of automated email flows that we've actually used and tried and tested with our clients here at Blend. And then you can actually take those, implement them yourself, and just simply put in the design of the emails that you want for your particular brand. So, in a nutshell, look, it's easy, it's low cost, and it's a really great way to make sure that your emails are going to be up to scratch if you feel at the moment that you're probably not quite there with how you want your email flows to be performing if you're using Klaviyo. Now, just probably at this stage, guys, I'd like to introduce you to two of my colleagues here at Blend. The first one is Peter. So Peter here is our COO and lead consultant. I'm sure many of you will know Peter already as well. So hi, Peter.
How's it going?
And also introduced to Lauren as well, which I know many of you will be aware of, with obviously a lot of the Klaviyo content that we create is usually created also by Lauren, and as well with our Facebook ads as well that Lauren also does a lot of work with. So Lauren, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Hello, thank you for having me.
No worries. Okay. Well, look, guys, we're going to have a little bit of a question answer session just towards the end of today's session. So if you've got any questions at all, please do obviously put them into the comments. Hi to Rachel. Thank you for joining us. Can see that she's already commented, which is fantastic. And I think, if you've got any questions, say type them into the comments page, whichever place you're watching us. But I think, Peter, let's kind of, start with you, really. I think it'd be great, really, if you could just give everyone a little bit of a background about Stack Outlet and just kind of look, why have you decided to create Stack Outlet? Tell us about that.
I think, from our side, we've seen that a few agencies aren't quite ready to work. I mean, a few merchants aren't quite ready to work with an agency. That might be budget constraints, anything like that. But for us, even if we now look at what we first launched with, we've launched with Klaviyo Flows, and we've seen brands generate up to 30% of their income from Klaviyo Flows, and seeing smaller brands not being able to achieve that because they don't have the budget to then work with an agency to help them get there. We just thought, well, what can we do to help those brands at a lower cost to try and get them closer to that metric? And that's essentially why we've decided to build these flows, to try and see if we can know it's something that's very common that we build, the standard type of flows, and get that to be a starting point for them to start growing that revenue source from email. And I think the nicest thing about what we're doing with Stack Outlet is we're letting them use those flows to let them generate some more income. And then when they've generated some more, they can come to us at Stack Outlet, and we can help them with design and with copy to help them get even further and closer to that metric.
Yeah, that's great. And I think, I think that's a message here as well today, guys, is that, look, if you're maybe at the stage where you're not quite performing at that level, like Peter mentioned there, so, generating that 30% of your income, I know that's a metric that gets talked about a lot, and, one that, a lot of merchants do get to, but of course, it takes that time to kind of get there and really, sort of make sure that we, to do that, you've got to have those flows in place, which, is something that we've seen a lot with a lot of different brands that we work with here. I suppose what would be good as well, obviously, we're launching today, Pete, obviously our first day. From the perspective of kind of down the line, tell us a bit more about kind of the longer term vision is with Stack Outlet and kind of where we see this going and how it's going to help Shopify merchants.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, we're starting with Klaviyo, but from our partner stack, we've also got a few other elements that we want to start building. Some of the things that we see people more commonly use, and building out little templates and little tools that those people come to us to help them with those apps. So some of the other ones that we're going to be going about here would be recharge customer portals, loyalty line integrated pages, SMS bump flows, custom reviews.io widgets, and then also we're looking at then once sections everywhere is here, sections to use everywhere for out of the sandbox themes, and page templates and things like that. So quite a few things on the horizon here with Stack Outlet.
Absolutely. And I think, do you think it's fair to say, that our kind of mission here is to make sure that people have got that really strong starting point with a lot of the apps that we work with? Is that kind of what you see this being?
Yeah, absolutely. So these things are, when we start working with our clients and we start working with these apps, these are always the first things that we start implementing. So it's to give that starting point before you have to start working with an agency.
Cool. Okay. Well, guys, look, do stay tuned. We are going to be, if you are tuning in to obviously learn out more about Stack Outlet, we are going to be sharing a discount code towards the end of this live session. Before we do that, I'm sure you're probably thinking, well, look, how do we actually use this thing? What is it? What does it look like? At this stage, then, I'd like to hand back over to Lauren. And Lauren, would you be able to maybe share your screen and kind of walk us through exactly what we can do, Stack Out, and how it works?
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully everybody can see my screen right now. So first of all, you just go over to stackoutlet.com, as out as it sounds. And then you can either go to tools and templates at the top here, or you can go onto this nice green button and see tools. What you'll see straight away is you go to all the products that you're able to purchase. And what we've done is we've basically created lots of different types of flows that you might want to look at. There are a few filtering on the left-hand side here. So for example, if you wanted to look at our flow bundles, which is basically taking a group of flows that we think work well together and therefore selling them in a bundle. And then you can also have a look and see what are the other flows available that we have in here. When you click on one of the flows, so I'll just go onto the welcome flow, you get a nice description of what that flow is and why we think it's good for a Shopify merchant, and then obviously you can add to cart. And what's included in each of those flows is that you get a flow added to your Klaviyo account that has been designed by our Klaviyo experts and it has been tried and tested with our clients. Along with that, afterwards, once you've purchased, you get an email with a downloadable link. Within that link, you have a PDF that basically gives you this massive guide on how to set up your account to start with, like if you need any extra segments or lists. Within that, it then goes into detail on what the flow is, which includes images, it includes videos, it includes this is why we've done this, you can change it here, and it gives you all the information that you then need to go and build the flow, expand it, add in your own content and everything like that. If you're not so confident on doing your own content, we do offer a flow design and copywriting service, which you can get to from here. And what this includes is, as Peter was saying, you can basically tap into our knowledge of saying, well, these are the best practices for an email design. We can handle that for you. We can put the colors in for you and do the content and everything like that. So I think that explains everything, Adam. Is there anything else that you think I could touch on there?
No, look, I think that's great. And I think, I guess the point is here is that, this is a pretty new thing, for our Shopify community, and that there isn't really a service out there at the moment where you can purchase these pre-built flows. And yes, of course, you can get flows sort of out of the box from Klaviyo, but of course those have been created with kind of best practice for everyone. I guess what we're saying here is that the flows that you're looking at, these have been tried and tested with merchants that we've worked with. And obviously they're more advanced than you would get out of the box to really kind of give you that edge to get you closer to that goal of that 30% of revenue. So I think, Lauren, that's a fantastic, overview there of exactly what you can do with Stack Outlet. And I think probably to at this stage, guys, it's probably a good idea if we ask if there's any questions. So if you do have any questions, guys, do pop them into the comments feature just on the platform that you're looking at. And I think we've actually got our first question ready, which is great. So the first question we've got, Lauren, I'm going to hand this one to you, I think, because it says, which flows are the best to get started with?
That's a really good question. I mean, I'm very biased, and I would say having all 8 flows that you can possibly is the best way to get started. But if you're really looking to kind of just test the waters and see how it goes, I'd go with the core flow bundle. So within this bundle, you get the welcome flow, the browse abandonment flow, and the cart abandonment flow. And the reason why we have put these in their own bundle and would recommend these is that they're going to be the flows that get you your first contact with your customer, as well as bring in that revenue you want to see. And then obviously here you can also add in any content creation or template design, but really this is like the base foundation you would want to start growing your business.
Okay, excellent. Great. Well, I hope that answers the question first of all then. So that's great. So just looking down here, another question is, let's have a look. I've got a few apps integrated with Klaviyo. Do you have any flows that bring in the use of other apps? So Lauren, I'm going to give it one back to you. That's all right.
Yes, so we've been developing a few of those, and kind of one of the main ones is the subscription flow. So this has its own little filter on the left-hand side. And what these flows are is they're designed mainly to work with recharge, but they can also be altered to work with bold. And it means that if you have a subscription brand, and obviously your messaging for your welcome flow is going to be slightly different. You don't want to just send a standard welcome message. You might want to start telling them more about your subscription, what they can expect. And you'll notice that they kind of perform slightly differently, and sometimes they have slightly higher unsubscribe rates and things like that. So these flows have all been designed to work specifically for subscriptions, and they can buy them singly or as a bundle. We also have been working with a different welcome flow for Octane AI. So if you're aware of them, you probably know that they were the main messenger AI app. But they've now developed an on-site quiz as well. So what that does is basically you can have a quiz on your website, and the integration with Klaviyo allows you to bring in the person's answers into your Klaviyo account. So with this welcome flow, the idea is that we will go in and help set up Octane AI for you, including putting it on the website, doing the questions, and then we will alter the welcome flow so then it actually uses those questions within your content. And therefore, you're gaining more information about your customers, and then you're going to use that data to then drive further revenue. The final one that we also worked on is reviews.io. So obviously, this is a reviews app, and this is being used within our post-purchase flow. So post-purchase is a great time to start getting reviews from people. And what we do in this flow is we set up reviews.io, we put the widget on the site, we get the emails ready to collect those reviews, and then we also integrate it into the flow by saying, hey, this is the time where you should collect your company review, this is the time you should collect your product review, and then you can also include different things about like stars into your email, so you can put your most recent reviews in there as well.
Excellent. Okay. Well, thank you for answering that, Lauren. Look, guys, I think at the moment that's probably all of the questions we have so far. If you are watching this video on replay, though, do feel free to just comment in the comment section as well, and we'll be able to obviously answer your questions, not in real time, but obviously we can get back to you on the comments as well. And I'm sure a lot of you are kind of saying, well, hey, look, let's give this a try. Now, if you are, what I would like to do as well is let you know that at the moment we are running a launch promotion, which is going to be 10% off all flows until midnight tomorrow. So if you do want to take advantage of that discount, it is only going to be for just over 24 hours. And all you need to do is head over to stackoutlet.com, just punch in launch 10, all in caps, for the discount, and that will apply all flows across the Stack Outlet store. So yeah, hopefully that can be useful, guys. If anyone has any questions whatsoever about Stack Outlet, please feel free to also use the contact form on our site, or just email us hello@stackoutlet.com. We also obviously have a chat widget on the site too, which you can use to communicate with us, and that will obviously get back to us as well, so we can come back and give you any information that you need or any help or advice that you're looking for as well. So guys, I think to answer you, that is probably it from us today. We hope you've enjoyed taking the first glimpse into stackoutlet.com. We'll be obviously launching a lot of new flows over the next coming weeks and months, as well as putting out more content, obviously, about using Klaviyo email, which of course is something that we've been very passionate here at Blend about, and we continue to be passionate about with Stack Outlet as well. So Peter and Lauren, thank you very much for being with me today, and thanks a lot, guys, for joining us, and we'll speak to you soon.